Sports betting is changing, and not for the better. What used to be arguably a calculated gamble is now being transformed into a fast-paced, highly addictive game. One that's starting to look a lot like a slot machine. In this video today, we'll explore how technology and advertising are completely changing the way society bets on sports. And we'll also expose the secret strategies that casinos are employing to distract you from those changes. But before we do that, I want to ask you for one thing. If you're someone who's noticed that all over the world we're seeing more gambling ads, or you have someone in your life that you're concerned is gambling too much, smash that subscribe button. Because on this channel, I share stories of people who have taken gambling too far and had it backfire badly, including myself. Learn from our mistakes by hearing our stories. Sports betting has always been challenging to profit from. Some will argue that with skill, deep knowledge of the games, and significant time invested in research, that there was a possibility of profiting in the long run, which I'm personally skeptical of anyway. But at least back a couple of years ago, think before the mass normalization of online gambling to the point now where everyone around you is so buried in their casino app trying to get their $100 free play that they don't hear what you're talking about anymore. The process used to be slower, more deliberate, and at least had the possibility of being skill-based. Today, that landscape has shifted entirely. Technology has introduced features like live micro betting and parlays, turning sports betting into an instant gratification experience. I want to break down both of these options, starting with the live micro betting. Want to bet on whether or not the next pitch is a strike, or if the next three-point shot attempt goes in? Well, apps now allow you to wager on virtually every moment of the game with lightning fast results. I actually asked a doctor about the impacts on the brain of having these bets happen so quickly. Here's what he had to say.
Whereas now, both because of the sort of like globalization of sport and also how sporting schedules have, moved throughout the week so that they can be shown on television and more people can watch them. But also because of technology, sports betting has become this type of gambling, just like a slot machine. The crucial development here is what's called in-play sports betting. So you're betting not on the final outcome of the sports, but you can also bet on sub-components of the sports event. So if you take, say, soccer, you can bet on who's going to be the person to score the first goal or score the next goal. As soon as a goal goes in, you can then see has that bet been successful or not. If it hasn't, then you've got that opportunity to immediately chase your losses and put another bet on.
Then there's the parlays, the new cash cow of the gambling industry. This is a type of bet where you combine multiple outcomes for the chance at a massive payout. And parlays, they sound great. A little bit of money for a big win. But the truth is, they're actually designed to maximize profits for the casino. I asked the doctor about these too.
One thing that we have seen a lot in soccer here, combination bets. So you can call them, say, a parlay is a commonly used word. So this, where you're not betting on just a single thing, such as a team to win a match. Your bet requires multiple things to happen in order for the bet to pay off. And these can be really quite alluring.
Why would you be willing to take that risk? Or even why would you willingly bet on a parlay that has less than a 1% chance of actually hitting when you run the numbers? Well, there's two answers. One is the rush that you get, which is the main point of gambling after all. But more insidious is believing that you're actually getting a good price or a good deal on that wager. And the casinos trick you into believing this through the advertising.
Because you're betting on several events to happen, the bets are advertised with quite a large potential payoff compared to the amount that's wagered, right? So if you're wagering just $1, then these bets can maybe pay $20 profit, say, if everything in the parlay happens correctly. One thing that gamblers are enticed by are these large potential payoffs compared to the amount wagered. Or even if you haven't, it's really quite attractive to think like just with this one little dollar bet, say I can just turn things around and suddenly be in profit again.
Now we also needed to talk about the psychological tricks that casinos employ to keep us playing after the advertising gets their foot in the door. Let's talk about the concept known as the machine zone. This is a well-known concept in slot machine design. It's that state of flow where time and money seem to literally disappear as you're becoming completely immersed in the game. And by immersed, I mean totally hyper-fixated on the screen, sounds, and lights. Everything else fades away. This is probably the state in which the most damage is done to the problem gambler. We only care about the next bet, which can happen within seconds. This intense frequency, paired with the fact that you can stake quite a lot of money on most of these machines, leads to harm very quickly. Now, sports betting apps have been able to replicate this state of mind by offering non-stop betting opportunities, notifications right to your phone, and flashy interfaces that make the wagers feel even more gamified. The goal is to keep you engaged, betting on impulse over and over again until you've lost all of the money in your balance and desperately try to make the next deposit before the next play finishes in the game. Because hey, if we missed that play, we might have missed an absolute lock, right? We knew it would be a strike, it was so obvious. The more bets you place, the more money the sportsbooks make. And they're making money faster than ever before because of all of the options that we have to gamble on now. With these new features, sportsbooks are literally raking in record profits. The industry is thriving, not because bettors are winning and feeling like they have a great chance to continue and win big, but because technology has made it easier for them to lose faster than ever before.
Basically, the faster paced a gambling format is, the stronger the association with harm it has. So in-play sports betting is much stronger associated with gambling harm than just betting once a sporting event. That easy ability to just keep clicking, keep doing the same thing over and over again in a very short loop is something that's used by many, many different gambling products.
And it's no coincidence that many of the biggest innovations in sports betting mimic the addictive mechanics of slot machines, because slot machines have historically been where casinos make the majority of their money. In fact, according to reports from just a few years back, 65 to 80% of all casino profits came from slots. So with the advancement of technology, casinos have been able to scale their most profitable designs and blend them into every form of gambling. So I don't think it'll come as a surprise in the future that sports betting is going to be gaining more of a market share on the casino's income statement as it gets faster. So what does this mean for gamblers? If you're involved in sports betting, it's crucial to recognize the signs of manipulation. Understand how these apps and the ads being used to promote them are designed to keep you spending, placing bets more frequently, and getting those really frustrating near misses way more often than you otherwise would have. Of course, making you more addicted by the wager. Be mindful of how much time and money you're spending gambling, because I know from personal experience that once I got into that machine zone, I wasn't gonna leave until I lost everything that I had. Don't make the same mistakes that I did. As sports betting continues to evolve, it's becoming increasingly important to approach it with caution. Sports betting is now a fast-paced, high-stakes game that can quickly spiral out of control. And just like the online slot machine, the house always wins. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by sports betting, please know that you're not alone. In fact, I can prove it. Watch this video to hear a story of someone who has battled a gambling addiction and see if you can recognize anything about yourself in their story. And as always, let's keep getting better together, one day at a time.